person. It's the connection between you two now. I feel very weak. I don't know if everyone is in a cold war or there is a snoring sound, or it's a tendency of coldness in any case. The here is not as resolute as before. You are slowly considering the problems between you from a rational and realistic perspective and slowly want to let go. Would you also consider whether this person is really worth your continued investment, or would it be better to let go? You will also actually consider these issues. Rational level tells oneself it's time to stop the loss in time, but the emotional level can't control it and often even thinks about him all the time. It's just that the heart is really reluctant, so I've been struggling. The other party is indeed afraid of you leaving, but it doesn't mean how much he has for you. Truly love and like him is not a particularly deep state, and it feels like he is hiding some things from you. There is deception or evasion. This is a bit of a situation slightly off your meaning. So I think everyone should still listen to the rational and realistic side. So you should not be too emotional or rely too much on your own strength. Then it's the second group. To be honest, the other party is not very scared of you leaving. The other party itself has not invested a lot of energy and time in your relationship. Just your investment and his investment. The input and output between the two of you are completely unequal, and he has not taken your relationship. He didn't really put you in a very important position, or he didn't put you in a very important position. Sometimes it's just a bit careless. He didn't say he wanted to be in love with you, or he didn't. He has no intention of marrying you. He hasn't thought in that direction. And this person, he is a super realistic and decisive person. He can contact you at the moment only because he still has some good feelings for you. But once these good feelings are gone, once this kind of like is worn out, he will leave immediately. He is a person who will not talk too much or go. A lot of people really don't know him until that day comes. You feel like he's not the same person you thought you knew. Cannot imagine a person can do so much. He's so decisive, so rational and so cold, which implies he's not really afraid of you leaving him, nor is he afraid of leaving you. And he himself seems quite indifferent. I think he actually has other choices, you know. It's definitely not Femi, but she's also contacting other people. Doesn't feel worthwhile. In all aspects, it's not worth you investing. He just wants to flirt with you or just date you. He hasn't mentioned any plans for the next step. He doesn't plan to have a next step. So everyone should be alert. And then, it's the last group. Although he's not very afraid of you leaving at the moment, but afterwards there really is the feeling of being afraid to lose you. Even if the current development is not very good, your development in the future will be surprisingly good, unexpectedly good. There's a feeling that two people are gradually getting closer, although it's true that you two are facing some difficulties. But after these problems, there will be a proper solution. Your communication and interaction are not smooth, and there are blockages, so you can't proceed smoothly. It's very smooth to develop. It feels like not only are you two facing some real problems, but the other party is also a bit evasive. Part of his avoidance is due to his character, and the other part is just him. He feels the problems in reality are a bit he has to consider cautiously. So even though he likes you very much in his heart, he is still somewhat restrained. That is, even though he already likes you very much in his heart, but he won't show it, leading you to always be, because you're always doubting, since the other person never really gives you a lack of sufficient security often leads you to constantly question whether the other party truly likes you or how much they like you. It feels like they could be happy without you. You are not a very important part of his life, but actually it's not like this, it's just that he's a bit evasive. So it's between the two of you. Sometimes communication isn't smooth and can lead to coldness or even embarrassment and even arguments, but this only applies to a small part. The other party is indeed always avoiding communication, so it is really not easy for the feelings between you two to actually develop. That is to overcome the challenges between the two people. It's about mutual communication issues and the core problems of the relationship. You have to overcome some external or reality issues. It feels really tiring. You always feel irrelevant to him. But in fact, as time goes by, you are gradually rising in his heart. Your position in his heart is actually on a rising trend. He will gradually realize your importance to him. In your relationship, he realizes that he's really afraid to lose you. He likes you from his heart and he won't always avoid it, so the development after this is not bad.